Hello again and welcome back to our course on PSE 15. In this section I'd like to take a look at converting images to black and white. Now there are many ways of doing this in PSE. There are actually quite a few ways in expert mode, never mind the fact that there are some pretty good guided edits available as well. In this section I'm going to give you a quick tour of the main methods. Let's start with what may be the quickest and simplest way. And that is that with an image open in expert mode, if I go to enhance and adjust color, one of the options is remove color. And that's one very simple way of converting an image to black and white. Let me undo that. Back up to the enhance menu again. One of the options is convert to black and white. This is a much more flexible and powerful method of converting to black and white. As you can see, you have a before and after window, so you can preview the effect in the after window. And there are really 6 styles for this conversion. The one that's set up there is scenic landscape, but if I wanted to use infrared effect, I could click on that. Note that when I click on that, apart from the fact that the after looks very different, these sliders on the right, which correspond to individual color intensities, red, green, blue, as well as contrast, are different for each of these 6 presets. So there's infrared effect. Look at the presets for newspaper, different again, portraits, etc. So not only can you choose one of these 6 presets, but you can also then further adjust the sliders to get a more customized effect. You have a reset button, you have an undo and a redo. So using the convert to black and white dialog in expert mode, you can make a pretty good job of converting an image to black and white, and you can customize it very much to yourself. Let's look now at what's available in guided edit mode. If I click on guided, there is a section on black and white. And I'm just going to look at a couple of these now. First of all, black and white itself. Pretty straightforward. There's instructions on the right there. Do I want the light version, the lighter version, etc. I can add a diffuse glow, or I can increase contrast. Both of the second and third steps there are optional. Again, to some extent it allows you to achieve a level of customization. One very interesting option though is one of the other guided edits, which is black and white color pop. Now once again click on that, same image. If I want to convert to black and white, but I'd like to have a sort of prominent color in the picture, so I want to leave a bit of color in, what I'm going to do is to click on the color that I want to leave in. So I'm going to say I want to convert to black and white, but I want to keep green in. And you can see in the front right in particular here, you can see the green of these leaves. Amongst the options you have with the black and white color pop guided edit are the ability to select a custom color, and you can introduce an element of fuzziness then, so you can include colors within a range of your custom color, but you can also refine the effect by adding or removing where in your image the effect is applied. And you can also use this third option here, which is increase saturation, to boost the color or range of colors that you've opted to leave in your image. So the black and white color pop is a pretty good one to experiment with. So what I've done here is to convert this picture to black and white. I just used one of the standard conversions. Let me just show you something else. This isn't actually converting it to black and white. It's sort of converting it back again. But it's a good example of the sort of thing that you can do with adjustment layers. I'm going to add an adjustment layer. And I'm going to add a hue saturation adjustment layer. On the options for the hue saturation layer is a colorize option. Let me just check that colorize option. And what you can see is something like the old style of colorizing black and white photos. The sort of sepia tone approach, if you like. By adjusting the HSL sliders, you can achieve whatever colorizing effect you'd like to. So that can be a very useful way of coming up with a very unusual colorizing effect of a black and white image. And it's a good example of one of the great things about adjustment layers, because you can try that out, decide whether you like it or you don't like it, and then if you want to just leave it for the moment, you uncheck it, and I'm back to my black and white image again. And don't forget, of course, that you can always apply a layer mask and have this effect very localized within an image. So as they say, the possibilities really are pretty much endless. That's the end of this section. I'll see you in the next one.